on the road again, and today we are going to First Choice Physical Therapy. Let's go. Hello and welcome back to Coffee with Coverage. Today we are on the road with First Choice Physical Therapy with Reed. Thanks for having us today, Reed.
Well, thank you for asking me to be on.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, so first of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, yeah, I'm a physical therapist. I've been in practice in Minot for 31 years. I grew up in Steele, North Dakota, and decided to not go farming and went to Jamestown College for my undergrad and then up to UND into physical therapy school and moved to Minot in August of 1994, and I've been here ever since.
Wow, very good. So here at First Choice Physical Therapy, what types of services do you guys offer?
We offer physical therapy services primarily.
Okay.
We do some ergonomic assessments. We do some post-offer like work screens. So if you're going to go work for a company and you need to make sure you can lift 50 pounds or what have you, we do that as well, but primarily outpatient physical therapy services.
Okay, very good. And what would you say your clientele looks like?
They look anywhere from a baby up to 100 years old. So we see people through their lifespan. We have therapists that work with pediatric patients here. We see a lot of post-surgical patients, back pain, neck pain, folks like that. And then all the way up to, a geriatric patient that just needs some strengthening or may have some arthritic conditions, things like that. So,
okay, very good. And then what would you say probably are the most common problems you see people for? I mean, you did kind of cover quite a few there, but.
So, we see a lot of people for neck pain and back pain, just in general. And then post-orthopedic, we see a lot of people with total joints, whether it's a total shoulder, total knee, total hip. Those are the most common. We see a few total elbows, a few total wrist replacements. And then, when you get into the younger folks, we see a lot of rotator cuff repairs in the shoulder, a lot of ACL repairs, meniscus repairs, post-surgical, you name it, and we see it.
Okay, very good. How quickly do you feel people see results after starting therapy?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what we're seeing you for.
Okay.
Like post-surgical, people will see like results in a week or two with range of motion. If it's chronic neck and chronic back pain, sometimes those folks take a couple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks even to where they're starting to feel better. So it kind of really depends on what you're coming in for. Okay. And we're really good here if we see somebody for 2 or 3 weeks and we're not making any progress with them, then we're always looking to maybe they need to get in to see a neurosurgeon or an orthopedic surgeon or things like that. So we definitely will refer back out to the appropriate providers if needed.
Okay, very good. Are you guys currently accepting new patients?
Absolutely, yeah. We see new patients every day. We have 2 or 3 new people on our schedule. Right now we're probably 2 or 3 weeks out if you're a new patient, unless if you have had surgery, we save spots to get you in the appropriate timeline that the surgeon would want. Okay. And that's usually within a week for most all surgeries. But yeah, we're taking new patients all the time.
How many physical therapists do you guys have here?
We have 8.
8.
So seven therapists, including myself. So we have 8 therapists, and some are working part-time, some are full-time. So, but yeah, we have a nice staff.
Yeah, for sure. Does a person need to have a referral from their doctor to come here?
The short answer is no. Okay. The little longer answer is if you are Medicare, if you have Medicare as your primary coverage, then you would need an order from your doctor, or at least your doctor should know you're coming here, because the Medicare requirement is that the doctors have to sign a certification form that basically says, yeah, I know my patient's coming to see a physical therapist. I approve of that plan. So, if you're Blue Cross, United Healthcare, any of those commercial insurances, you could come directly to us. We call it direct access.
Okay. Okay.
If you're Medicare, then you'd need a referral.
Okay. So that brings me to my next question about Medicare then. Are all of your services covered on health plans through Medicare? Or like only certain services allowed
I
with
would
Medicare?
say 95% of our services are covered. The only thing that we provide that isn't somewhat covered by a lot of insurances is dry needling.
Oh.
So dry needling is kind of equivalent to what some people would consider acupuncture.
Yep.
It's a little different philosophy when we're talking physical therapy, but physical therapists call it dry needling. We use acupuncture needles to needle people. If that's not covered by their insurance, then we discuss that with them and we make them sign a advanced beneficiary notice, or an ABN as we call it in our business. That would be just informing our patients that this coverage is probably not covered by your insurance plan. Most of them then would require us to have them sign a release, an ABN, and then they would just self-pay for that service.
Very good.
And dry needling would not be covered under Medicare at all.
Okay. Are there limits to how many visits you can have when you are on Medicare? Or is that per plan maybe?
Yeah, so all insurances have little different numbers associated with them. And we have a gal in our office here that will, if you have an insurance, let's say an out-of-state Blue Cross of Texas, Jody will call, they might allow 20 visits a calendar year. Federal Blue Cross allows 20. Medicare, the Medicare requirements, they don't limit the number of visits, but they have a dollar amount. So you have up to $2,400 of physical therapy coverage in a year. Now that is shared with speech pathology. And then the $2,400, if we know that they're going to need coverage beyond that, we can put a modifier on our billing that lets Medicare say, okay, we know we're at $2,400, but this person really needs physical therapy. So we put a KX modifier on it, and then that doubles. So they would have really up to $4,820, I think, in 2025.
Okay.
But Medicare also requires, though, as do all insurances, that you have a diagnosis that has a good prognosis. We can make progress, and we're progressing towards a goal. So we always have to have a goal in mind, and we're making progress, in order for physical therapy to be covered by pretty much any insurance plan.
Very good. So do you ever coordinate with employers or HR teams on workplace ergonomics or injury prevention?
Ergonomics all the time. So we work a lot with workforce safety insurance, or our workers' compensation coverage in North Dakota. They are really good, kind of like Blue Cross might pay for your YMCA membership if you attend on a regular basis, kind of to prevent a health condition from developing. WSI will do that with ergonomics. So if there's a job or a task that an employee is doing that might require heavy lifting, let's say, we're going to look for a piece of equipment that could do that lifting for them to prevent that injury. So we do a lot of that through WSI. As far as other companies or businesses, not necessarily outside of WSI, because they all would use that insurance coverage to have us come out and look at ergonomics.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. How do you guys handle your billing? Do you bill insurance directly?
Yes. Okay. If you have any major insurance plan, we would see you, we would bill your insurance, then, they process it, they return it back to us in a remittance notice. We would put that into our computer, accounting program that we use. And then eventually, whatever you owe after your insurance, you would receive a bill from us for your physical therapy services. And sometimes that process can be up to 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks. So a lot of times we'll see people and maybe they recover quickly and they'll say, Reed, I haven't got a bill from you yet.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's sometimes just because it takes that long for us to bill your insurance, for your insurance to process it, for us to get it back and process it through our accounting software and then send you a bill.
Right.
So,
yeah. What are your guys' hours of operation, and where would you, can you give us your address or location?
Yeah, so we're at 2900 10th Street Southwest.
Okay.
So we're kind of, I tell people we're a little bit south and east of Penny's at the mall.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and our hours are 7:30 to 5, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Fridays we work 7:30 until 1:30.
Okay.
So
very good. Is there anything else you'd like your audience to know about First Choice Physical Therapy?
Well, I guess I think that we provide great physical therapy services here. We're a real friendly environment. We like to laugh and have fun when we're doing therapy. Sure, we might stretch you or make you feel a little pain, but we're going to do it in a nice, compassionate way. And yeah, we really have a great staff, from the gals that greet you up front, all the way to our therapists that will see you to hopefully get you back to whatever your goal is. We say we'll get you back to sport or play.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Reed, so much for joining us today and taking time to answer all of our questions. Stay tuned for more information on the next episode. Thanks for watching. And remember, coffee is optional, coverage is not. Thank you.